With hand applique, other than the fabric being the most important part of your project, it's the tools that you use that'll make the process easier. So I want to take you through the two most important parts of the tools, and that's the needles and the threads. So with needles, when you're looking for needles for hand applique, you're going to do a range of sizes. So this is a size 11 between. This is a size 10. Look at the difference just in one size. When you're looking at number sizes for hand needles, the bigger the number, the smaller the needle. So with this being a size 10 and this being a size 11, you can see the size difference. The size 11 is smaller than the 10. This is a typical sewing needle called a sharp. That's going to be a little bit longer than the betweens, which are the shortest of all of them. And this is that milliner's needle. The milliner needle is going to be the longest one that many people will do for hand applique. When it comes to the size of needle for hand applique, I recommend you never go larger than a size 10. Now you might be saying, but a size 10 is too small. I can't handle it and I can't thread it. I'll help you with the threading part, but in terms of handling it, think about getting a magnifying glass. The thicker the needle, the harder it is going to be to get through the edges of your hand applique piece. So I'd recommend a size 10 needle for hand applique. The next thing is the threads. My favorite thread for hand applique, hands down, is YLI silk thread. Now this silk thread is 100 weight, which is very, very fine, and I typically use only 3 colors. I will use white, black, and this green kind of taupe. This is color 235 in YLI's numbering system. This green color taupe, I find, hides on everything. The only time I ever will switch from these 3 colors is occasionally if it's a very bright red or a very yellow. Sometimes these colors won't hide quite enough. Which brings me to the other kind of thread. This is a thread donut. This donut is it's actually made to hold all the different bobbins that you might use in your sewing machine. But hand appliqueurs love it because they can have a bobbin of all the different colors they want. Pick that up and go and transport with their hand applique. So with this, you're going to be able to have, I don't know, I'm going to guess 30 different colors. And this is going to be a 50 weight cotton. So it's going to be a fine weight cotton. I find when I use cotton thread, I'm going to want to coat it with some Thread Heaven. That's a silicone-based thread conditioner. And the last tool is what's going to make these 2 tools work together. It's kind of like a marriage counselor. This is the Clover Desk Threader. This threader can thread any needle I've ever seen up to a size 11. It cannot do a size 12, which is that really, really tiny one. So this is how it works. I'm going to get some thread. So I'm going to start by showing you it with the silk thread. It has a little cutter there. I've taken my little size 10 needle and I've put the eye size down. Then you're going to follow the steps. Step 1 is to put your thread here. Hold it down loosely, press on the lever for step 2. Step 3, pick it up, and there it is. Your needle is threaded. Now I want to do it with a heavier thread, which is right here. This is a heavier silicone coated thread. I'm going to lay that down in the groove, push it down, and there you have it. It is threaded in that needle. One of the reasons a lot of people will say they don't like the silk thread is because it's too slippery. It's such a fine thread. It has a tendency that if you don't know how to use it properly, it will actually unthread your needle all the time. So I want to show you how I prevent that from happening. I will take the thread, see the thread and the needle, and crisscross the needle with the thread and then twist it under. So now the tail of the needle, here's my short tail, is on the inside of that loop. Pull the long tail of the needle and then watch it as it slides down the needle till now that knot is underneath that needle and it can't come unthreaded. Then the knot that I like to start with, I'm going to go to the other end. Again, I'm going to crisscross the needle to the thread so my needle is holding down my thread. I'm going to wrap it 3 or 4 times. Then that wrapping is on the needle between my pointer finger and my thumb. Pull it down. Now I have a knot at the end of my thread that's going to not run through my fabric when I'm doing hand applique. That's a good tip. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure you subscribe to our channel. We wouldn't want you to miss a single one. Leave a comment. We would love to hear from you.